Let's get the VertiGo secured to your bench. The machine sits on 4 casters. To lock it in place, remove the side panels. Turn the plastic sprocket wheel in one direction to raise the rubber foot and roll freely. Once in position, turn the sprocket the opposite way to lower the rubber foot and lock the machine solid to your table. For shipping, the exhaust fan is installed backwards and disconnected. Remove the 4 screws to free the exhaust assembly. Plug the fan into the internal wire connector as shown. Flip the unit around so the duct points outward and reinstall the screws. While you're at the back, you can use the included key to unlock the rear door. This gives you access to your RF tube, beam expander, first mirror, and the red dot diode. Let's get familiar with the ports on the back. Here, you'll find the main power socket with the main on and off switch, an Ethernet port, and a USB port. Connect the power cord that came with your VertiGo, but don't power on the machine just yet. Before we power anything on, open the main front door and cut the zip tie securing the laser head for transit. Once the head is free, locate the emergency stop button. During shipping, this is usually engaged. Give it a twist until it pops out to enable power, and then flip the main switch. The VertiGo uses a famous patented grip chuck system. Your objects are held by the finger jaws. You can screw them into each other to extend your reach, and they secure your object in the grip purely by hand tightening, no tools needed. They hand screw into the black base jaws. For an outer grab, put the fingers in the outermost holes. For an inside grab, choose the position based on the size of the tumbler. On smaller tumblers, use the middle holes and let the cup rest against the edge of the base jaw. For large 30 or 40 ounce tumblers, use the outer holes and use a 2.5mm hex key to extend the 3 silver cup stoppers to support the cup and keep it perfectly aligned. To attach the extended jaws for oversized items, unscrew the finger jaws first. Place the extended jaws on top of the base jaws and secure them in the middle hole using the included M4 screws and 2.5mm hex key. Then reinstall your finger jaws. The second to last hole is the recommended position. This setup is perfect for dog bowls or even a teapot. If you are engraving a tapered object like a dog bowl, it must be perfectly level to the laser. Secure the bowl, then place your included bubble level tool on the side, as shown, and tilt the grip until the bubble is centered. The extended jaws also easily handle a 1-gallon jug. it will autofocus too. A critical warning: extended jaws can hit the main gantry post or the laser head can crash into them. Always rotate the grip to position the jaws out of the way before moving the laser head down or autofocusing. Use your touch panel arrows to move the laser head, rotate the grip, and move the focusing axis. While autofocus handles large items, objects smaller than 80 millimeters, about 3.15 inches, require the included manual focal gauge. Just place the gauge between the laser head and your object, and jog the focusing axis until the gauge gently touches the cup. The VertiGo connects via USB or over the network via Wi-Fi or Ethernet, with Wi-Fi active by default. The easiest option is to connect your computer to the VertiGo with a USB cable. If you need to use Ethernet, you'll need to power off and unplug the machine, then open this side cover and press the toggle button. Once connected, check your touch panel menu to view your IP address. Let's set up your VertiGo in LightBurn. The easiest way is to connect your machine with a USB cable. Make sure LightBurn and the USB drivers are installed before connecting the machine. In LightBurn, click on Devices, then click Find My Laser. Choose either option and click Add Device. Rename the device to VertiGo USB. Set the default axis lengths to 380 for X and 300 for Y. Click Next. Choose the laser origin as front right. Then click Next and Finish. For Wi-Fi setup, first connect your computer to the VertiGo's Wi-Fi hotspot. Look for a network called VertiGo Hotspot, followed by some numbers. The default password is 1234567 Keep in mind that once you connect to the laser, you'll lose your internet connection and your normal office or home Wi-Fi. In LightBurn, click Devices, then Create Manually and choose a Ruida controller. Choose Ethernet/UDP on this screen, then click Next. Enter the IP address of your machine here. You can find it on the control panel of your VertiGo by going to Settings, then IP. You can also change it there if needed. Click Next. Name your device whatever you like. For example, VertiGoNet. Set the default axis lengths to 380 for X and 300 for Y. Choose the laser origin as front right. Then click Next and Finish. Wired Ethernet setup is almost identical to Wi-Fi. Now that your device is set up, connect to it and double-check your rotary settings. Rotary should be set to chuck, enabled, and steps per rotation should be set to 30,000. You should never need to touch these settings again, except for the diameter. The diameter should match the actual diameter of the cup you're engraving, so don't forget to change it when switching tumblers. Here's one more thing to remember. Because LightBurn wasn't designed for vertical lasers, you'll need to orient your graphics sideways. If your cup is mounted standing up, rotate your design 90 degrees. If it's mounted upside down, rotate it to -90 degrees. For your engraving settings, the VertiGo uses a 2.5-inch lens, so keep your interval at 0.08 millimeters. A safe starting point is 300 millimeters per second at 40% power. For a faster balanced burn, try 500 millimeters per second at 50% power. But for tough colors, slow it down and increase the power. Finally, if your engraving comes out smaller than expected despite correct settings, change your layer's scan angle to -180 degrees. Ready for your first engraving? Do you have your own logo you want to engrave? Or, for simplicity, would you like to follow along using ours? It's up to you. Find a tumbler you'd like to engrave and use something you're not afraid to ruin. It doesn't have to be new. We're learning after all. I'm going to use this 30-ounce black tumbler. As you can see, it has different diameters on the top and bottom, and it's slightly tapered. A great example for learning. First, we're going to measure the diameter of the area you want to engrave. I like to use this top portion, which has a diameter of 100 millimeters, about 4 inches. Here's the first tip. Unless you're doing full wraps, the exact diameter is not that important. You can be off by a few millimeters. I promise you won't notice the difference in the engraving. Let's begin. First, turn on your VertiGo and wait for it to finish homing. Because it uses an RF tube, it needs to warm up for about 40 seconds before the laser can fire. You'll hear the machine beep when it's ready. Make sure your VertiGo is connected to your laptop, then open LightBurn. Choose VertiGo in the device list to connect to the laser. Open rotary settings and change the diameter to the one you just measured. In my case, that's 100 millimeters. Now, import or open your graphic. I usually like to check the area where I want to engrave the logo first. It looks like we can fit a fairly tall logo here. Our logo is about 50 millimeters tall, just under 2 inches. So, it looks like we're good to go. Because we're engraving this cup standing upright, you'll need to rotate your design 90 degrees or to the right. Here's a fun way to remember it. Cup upright? Turn it right. If the cup were placed in the grip upside down, you'd rotate the image the opposite direction, or -90 degrees. Now let's configure our layer settings. Black powder coating is easy to burn through, so we'll set this one to 500 millimeters per second at 40% power. Because we're using a 2.5-inch lens, we'll set the interval to 0.08 millimeters, which is a little over 300 dpi. The last thing here is to decide where you want your engraving to start, also known as the origin point. Make sure that Start From is set to User Origin. For simplicity, let's set it to the center. See how this green dot is now in the middle of the design? We'll show what that means in just a moment. Since we're all set, send the file to the VertiGo controller's memory. You can name it anything you want, as long as it's under 8 characters. Now let's install the cup in the laser. We'll be engraving it upright, so make sure your finger jaws are installed in the outer holes of the base jaws, like so. Hand tighten the scroll wheel until the cup is secure. Ideally, you want the engraving area to be parallel to the laser's vertical axis. Because our tumbler is slightly tapered, we'll want to tilt it a little. Loosen the tilt lock knob. Place your level against the area where you'll be engraving and tilt the grip until it's level. Then, tighten the lock knob. Let's autofocus. Position the laser head in front of the area you want to engrave and press the autofocus button. We're almost ready to engrave. Load your design from VertiGo's memory. Remember how we set the engraving origin to the middle of the logo? Use the up and down arrows to position your red dot where you want the center of the logo to be on the cup. Now press the Origin button on the touchscreen. By doing this, you're telling the machine, "This is where I want the center of my logo to be." The machine will remember this position, even if you do multiple engravings or even turn your VertiGo off. Before we engrave, let's trace the engraving area using the Frame button on the touchscreen. VertiGo will show you exactly where the engraving is going to be. It's burn time! Do not forget to turn on your fume extractor if you're using one, and press the Start button. Watch the magic happen. This came out great! Let's clean the burned soot off the cup and dry it off. Congratulations! Your first engraving is a success.